Today I'm in sunny California with my team for the Idea World Convention, a fitness event that attracts thousands of fitness professionals from all over the world. And my guest in the show today is Amanda Patterson. Amanda is the Vice President of Marketing at MINDBODY and was actually one of the speakers at this conference. If you haven't heard of MINDBODY, then you're in the minority, as more than half of all the fitness studios we work with use their CRM and marketing automation software. We stepped away from this crazy conference for a moment just to talk with Amanda about MINDBODY and how the most successful fitness studios are using it to grow their companies.
If you own a gym or you need a gym, this is your guy.
My name's Mike, and I help fitness studios that are ready to take action, work hard, and grow their studios. In this very saturated industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests in the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the GSD Show. Hey Amanda, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. All right, so I definitely was excited to have you on the show because I've heard of MINDBODY over and over and over and over. It's like every other person I meet that runs a fitness studio is using your software. So you're the Vice President of Marketing for this awesome software, correct?
Yes.
How long have you been with them?
I've been with MINDBODY for 3 years.
3 years, okay. And so you've been in the marketing game though for about 15, correct?
That's right.
And you're originally from Orange County?
Yep.
And we're in California right now. We're actually at the Idea Conference. We came out here with my team, and you were nice enough. You're actually one of the speakers here, correct? You just did your talk. How long ago?
Half an hour ago.
So it's fresh.
It's fresh, yeah.
Okay, so you just did your talk, and you were nice enough to say, hey, after our talk, let's get together, and we'll be able to provide some really great value, maybe even some of the pieces of the talk, to a lot of the folks that weren't able to make it because they're outside of the state or whatever the reason, right?
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Great. So tell me, as the Vice President of, well, let's talk about MINDBODY first.
Yeah.
What is MINDBODY? Why is it so amazing? Why are so many people using it?
MINDBODY is the world's largest network of wellness and fitness businesses and consumers, and we're all about connecting businesses to the people that are seeking their services, and we do that through the most powerful and robust software to manage your business on the back end, and the MINDBODY app on the front end to connect you to your current and future clients.
Okay, so it has CRM capabilities.
Yes,
correct.
Absolutely.
And for anybody that's not really sure what that means, it's contact relationship manager, and there's actually different versions of it as well. But overall, it's a place where you can store all of your contacts, information about those particular contacts, put notes about them so you can stay up to date with them and make changes so that no matter what, everyone's organized and you know exactly what's going on with each of your customers. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes. It gives you insight into your customers. It allows you to manage your staff and your schedule, your inventory.
Well, let's talk about that, because for group fitness, that's a big deal. Because you can't, if you can only fit 25 people in a group class, at 5 p.m., that could be a challenge, or 6 p.m., right? Because those are the prime time spots.
Right.
So what happens if 40 people show up? 15 people get disappointed, right?
Right.
Or maybe the whole group gets disappointed because the business owner just lets everyone squeeze in and it's frustrating.
Right.
Your software helps solve that problem, right?
Yes, it does.
So how does it solve that problem?
It solves that problem through online booking. So allowing your customers to book in advance, either online or through the MINDBODY app. And we also have a class check-in app that streamlines that entire process for your clients. So as they're coming in, they can look themselves up on an iPad, they can check in quickly, it eliminates the lines, removes a lot of the friction in the client experience, which is what our software is really designed to do.
So if I am part of a group fitness class, say it's a kickboxing class or something like that, and I'm already educated in the process, right? If I want to take class tonight at 5 o'clock, I know to open up my phone, go to the app, go to that particular time slot, and register for that class today.
That's right.
And that's all powered through your software.
That's right, and it will sync with your calendar, it will remind you to come in, and after you take the class, it will ask you how you liked it, so you can review the business in the app as well.
So it helps increase reviews as well?
It does.
Why is that
in
important?
The app. Reviews are really important. People, I was just talking about something called the 0 moment of truth in the talk that I just gave. And that's really the experience people have with your brand before they ever walk into your studio. And that includes reviews. It includes whatever they see online and hear about your studio. So I think people really want to know what they're getting into before they go in. So from an acquisition standpoint, I think it's an important part of your strategy for sure.
You know, I asked you that question knowing the answer. It's huge. It's very, very important that you get a ton of reviews, especially on the big players like Yelp and Google, of course. But there's a stat I heard at Infusionsoft's conference, Icon, and this was 2 Icons ago, so I'm sure it's gotten even higher. But people trust online reviews from strangers 88% more than a friend or family member. Now, that doesn't really make sense because no, it's not saying that I trust a stranger more than I trust my mom's recommendation. But what it does say is I trust 400 strangers more than my mom's recommendation.
Yeah.
If my mom says, this place is amazing, you got to give it a shot, and it has a 1.5 star rating with 400 reviews, sorry, Mom, I don't trust the situation, right? But vice versa,
right.
If my mom says it's terrible, it stinks, and it's got 900 reviews with 4.8 star average rating, and everyone's talking about it, I may wonder if maybe my mom's taste buds are off on this one, right? And so when we really look at it, quantity and quality play a big role, and so your system allows automation to kick in right after while it's fresh. They just took the class to be able to get the review right there, which is the best chance to do it.
Right. And
Correct.
these reviews are within the app environment. But to your point, anywhere online that you have reviews, you should be monitoring and asking your customers for reviews. It's just a best practice.
You know, even if it is in your own environment as opposed to on Google and Yelp, me as a business owner, if I own a gym, if I see that I had 3 good reviews come in today, like really good reviews, I'm going to call those people with confidence saying, hey, you know, thanks so much for saying what you said. Would you be able to do that same thing on Yelp or Google for us?
Exactly.
I'm going to pause real quick. No, you're okay. Hey, we're in your way. Go ahead.
My way, I jumped this high off the ground.
Yeah, no, I don't. Thank you so much.
I feel like the wind is it's probably feels crazier than it is.
It
feels
is.
super windy.
It looks good. It's like a Mariah Carey video. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we'll pick back up. Sam, do you remember what the last thing I was saying? Oh yeah. Okay. And you know, asking for reviews can be intimidating if you don't know if they're gonna say, yes, it's great, or I still am kind of waiting to see, right? Because they may be having fun, but some people are really tied to results. And until they lose those 15 pounds, if that's their goal, or until they feel stronger, if that's their goal, they may just give you that answer, you know, let's just wait a little bit. Or they may just say they'll do it and they won't do it. But if they brag about you, it's so much easier to have confidence to go in there and say, can you do this for us?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now, what happens if, let's say I go to schedule, I want to take a class at 5 o'clock and they could only fit 25 people have already registered. What would I see on my app?
You would see that it's booked.
So I have to choose something else.
Yeah, you would have to choose something else, or you could be put on a wait list.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if
so
somebody
we have wait list
cancels or has to move or something like that? Okay, great.
That's right. It's really up to the business owner how they want to set it up.
Awesome.
So yeah.
And you focus a lot on mobile. Mobile is becoming a big focus for you guys.
Yes.
Right? Why is mobile becoming such an important focus?
You know, I've been in marketing long enough to remember when mobile was the future, and it's definitely the present, almost to the point where it's the past. I mean,
Right.
if you don't have a mobile presence, you're behind. And there's some really interesting stats, especially for local businesses. Research has shown again and again that people who are searching for a business on their mobile device have a very high intent. So they're impatient and they're eager to take action on what they're doing. So just to give you some numbers around that, more than half of Google searches are mobile.
Okay.
And 76% of people who are searching for something locally on a mobile device will visit that business within a day. Purchase
Really?
within a day. Yeah.
Wow. And you know what? It's funny. We have our statistics too. Ours is more on the other side of marketing, right? On the lead gen side. But with all of our customers, all fitness studios accumulated, 92% of the traffic generated from Facebook ads is through mobile. 92%, right? So now that's great because, like you said, this is the perfect time, especially if they're on Facebook, they're bored.
Yeah.
Right? They got nothing.
Right.
They got nothing going on, and if they have time to fill out a form and register for class, they're bored. This is the best time to really interact with them. But having that mobile phone makes it really, really super easy, or the mobile app makes it really super easy, right?
Right.
What else does the app do other than just scheduling classes?
The MindBody app. Well, I think the most exciting feature about the app is that we're now allowing our clients to market their intro offers and their deals.
Okay.
So intro offers, and I share this in my talk as well, are a really effective marketing tool. Our clients have seen a 50% conversion rate on average to a customer. So you think about the return on that investment, and it makes sense. So being able to surface that for them, for people geographically, and target them depending on where they are, has proven to be really, really helpful for our clients. And it's great for consumers because they're looking for deals as well. So
Right.
it serves both audiences really well.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, what we've learned is that there's two different types of people. There's a lot of different types, but in this particular situation, there's two different types of people that open a fitness studio. There's the business person that decides they want to get a fitness franchise, right? But they may also have a yogurt place, and they may also have like a jump trampoline place or something like that. And they decide, okay, sure, let's get an Orange Theory Fitness, or let's get some sort of a group fitness company, right? And they get in the franchise game. And then there's this guy. This guy's not necessarily too savvy about business, no formal education or a ton of experience successfully. They just maybe were the best personal trainer or a really good fitness instructor at a particular gym or facility they're working at, and their friends and family and maybe even coworkers convinced them, you should just do your own thing. It'd be so much better. You make so much more money. You don't have to just get a percentage. You get the whole thing, and everyone wants you. They all request you. They'll follow you. You know that. But then what happens is this person's prepared for the business side of it, right?
Right.
He'll hire the trainer. He'll hire the instructors accordingly, and he'll make sure that the marketing's in place, customer service, the experience, and the sales process is all in order. This person doesn't realize that that's even something they had to struggle with because the company they were working for kind of had that all handled.
Yeah, that's right.
So the people that are watching this today and the people that really watch the GSD show predominantly are those people that are really passionate in fitness and they're great at what they do, but they can't seem to break this ceiling of a certain amount of members. Maybe it's 90 members or 150 members, but they just can't seem to get to where they need to get to where they can just like take a day off or maybe leave work at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, which sounds crazy, but that's the truth. So with that said, you talked a lot about in your talk just now about branding and that and so you mentioned that it has nothing to do with how big or small you are, right? So talk a little bit about that.
Well, everyone has a brand. Every business has a brand, no matter what size they are. And I think the challenge for the business owner you just described, the personal trainer who decides to open a studio, is that, to your point, it's not a franchise that has an established brand already. So they have to figure out really who they are. It's about identity, and it's about the experience that you're providing to your clients that makes you different.
How do you do that?
You ask your clients, why did you choose me? Why did you come here? Listen to your customers. I think that's where the fitness industry and people who are serving people like this have a huge advantage over maybe a CEO of a big company, because they're right there with their customers every day, talking to them one-on-one, face-to-face. Ask them, why did you choose me? Why have you stayed? And then when people leave, ask them, why are you leaving? That insight and that research on an ongoing basis, it's not hard. You don't need an MBA to do that kind of research, but it
can be uncomfortable.
It can be uncomfortable.
If that's not your personality.
That's true.
But it's worth it. And what's even more uncomfortable is because you're going to get a lot of the same answers in the first time around.
Yeah.
So I may ask Susie, hey, why'd you choose me? And Susie may say, oh, because you guys are just awesome. Yeah, this is great. I mean, the workout's fun. That's not good enough. You need to dig again. Yeah, but a lot of people are fun. A lot of people give really good workouts. Why us? Well, I really like how you guys are like a family, or whatever the reason, right?
Right.
Why is that important to you?
Right.
And she won't say why it's important, or she'll say why my style is important to her.
That's
right?
right.
She'll say, well, because when you see the husband and wife working together, it just feels good, and you kind of feel like everything's being done for the right reason. You can tell you really care. So now you can start getting granular with it and really get focused, because if sometimes you just ask the first question and they give you the answer they think you want to hear. And sometimes it is what you want to hear, but it's not what's going to help. You know what I mean?
That is exactly right.
So
true.
when you're building a brand, let's say you figure that out. You say, okay, great. People love that we're a family environment. People love that we are focused on the nutrition and the right types of nutrition. It's not a fad. People like that we don't shove supplement sales down their throat. We give them the right recommendations and give them options, right? So let's say that happens to be it. What do you do with that now? How do you say, okay, now let me build my brand, whatever that is?
Now you have your story, and you have to tell your story. So you have to know where your customers are. Where are they online? Are they on Facebook or Twitter? Are they on Instagram? And reach them and speak to them where they are.
Okay.
So that's really important. The other,
When you say speak to them, what do you say?
you're telling them what makes you different, what sets you apart. So for example, if what sets you apart is that you're a family-friendly company, your photos and your posts should reflect that.
Okay.
As much as possible, you want people to get a glimpse of the experience they're going to have when they walk into the studio.
Okay.
So that's really the goal, is to tell the story, give them a window inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And social media allows you to do that too.
Yeah.
Especially certain new tools like Snapchat, where it is behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Or even Facebook Live, where it is raw. It's video, but it's
Periscope
raw video, and people are okay with raw. They don't need it edited
Mm-hmm.
because that channel is meant for raw, right? And family does work well with that environment. So with marketing, let's say you opened up a fitness studio right now. You know fitness studios very well, and you obviously know fitness studio marketing very well, because this is your life, right? Obviously you have 2 little daughters, right?
Yeah.
Saw, and you guys live where? Oh, here?
We live in Aurora Grande, just south of San Luis Obispo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say you opened up a fitness studio right around there, and that had to be your business now. It couldn't work at MINDBODY anymore. Couldn't do anything else. You had to make this work. Okay. What are some of the first steps you want to get done after the studio's open? So we got the brand up. You already learned that. You know what you wanted to do. You got the paint on the walls. Now we need to fill this place up, or else we're just paying rent and bills, right? So what are some things that you're doing to make sure that we get not only a lot of customers, but a lot of the right customers to really fit into the culture?
Right. Well, I mean, the very first thing, fundamental thing that I would do is just going back to branding and differentiating, is think through, how is this studio going to be different from the one down the street at an experience level?
Okay.
So find my niche. Everyone is not your customer. Seth Godin said that. So who is my customer? Is it women? Is it families, to your point? And then how can I appeal to a niche in a way that makes them leave whatever studio they're doing, or get up off the couch and come to my studio? So I would
They
think
feel like it's
really
too
hard about
perfect
that.
for them.
Right. So I would spend a lot of time working on that, making sure that when I open the doors, that the business model is unique in some way. The second thing I would do is get MINDBODY, of course, because you want to spend your time focused on creating that experience, and not on doing the administrative tasks and running it in the background. You can waste a lot of money on that if you're not doing it right. So it needs to be done correctly. So I would take care of that right away, and then get listed in the app to market my business for free, obviously. And then I think a social media presence is really important, and PR.
Okay. Now I know you said find out if they're on Facebook, if they're on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, most fitness studios, not all, but most, are targeting a demographic that definitely lives on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right? That the most common is that 25 to 55-year-old female. That's the most common. Obviously, there's males and there's different ages, but that's like the strongest demographic, right? So you want to get people in the door. You talked about different offers that work well. What are some things that you would, let's say, run Facebook ads for in order to get people interested in coming into your space, whether it's on some sort of an offer or coupon or something like that?
I think events. Facebook is great for event marketing. So I'd probably create a grand opening event, maybe look for some local businesses I could partner with to create an event that are targeting the similar demographic, the same people that I'm going after, and maybe we can throw an event together. And then I would sponsor posts on Facebook promoting that event. I think that's a great way to kind of get your foot in the door on Facebook.
What kind of events other than grand opening?
So for a grand opening, it could be a talk. I actually, one of our clients in LA, Pink Iron, did a talk on empowering women, and it was for Women's Month a couple of months ago. It was such a great event, and they had gift bags for everybody that came, and it allowed women to kind of connect with each other, and that's what her fitness studio is all about. It's about empowering women. So it doesn't have to be a fitness event necessarily, but something that would attract the kind of people you want to come to your gym.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you talked to me earlier about, now let's say we're past the grand opening, we're months down the road. Certain offers that work well, and you said that the one-day pass wasn't necessarily your favorite. There were some other ones that you liked just a little bit better. There was a 3 for 30 or 30 for 30.
Yeah, so based on just our client data and what we've seen work for them, a free class or a free intro offer doesn't necessarily bring them back or keep them coming back. So the most effective intro offers for our clients are offers either tied to a membership or to a longer period of time. So an example would be $30 for 30 days. And that allows them to kind of create a habit out of coming to your studio. Maybe they'll come once or twice a week, and they're much more likely to stick around and convert into long-term customers.
And you already have their credit card info, so moving them into a regular paying program's simple once they're there.
Right.
Cool. With all the different fitness studios you work with, what are some of the most popular, the ones that fit perfectly and seamlessly with your system?
Our sweet spot actually, we serve everything. Orange Theory is a client of ours. We have clients like Pink Iron that I just mentioned that are smaller, but most of our clients are like Pink Iron. They're in that boutique niche, maybe 1 or 2 locations.
Yoga?
Yes.
Pilates?
Yes, yoga, Pilates.
Kickboxing?
Yep,
TRX,
absolutely.
HIIT.
Karate, spin, Zumba. We have quite a few Zumba
I guess
clients.
anywhere where there's a capacity.
Yes.
Right.
Really any appointment or class-based business in fitness, wellness. We also have salon clients as well.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Our software works great for salons.
Now you guys obviously know who your customer is, and your goal is to help them, right?
Right.
That's your mission, is to help these people succeed in their world of owning a fitness studio or several. Do you guys provide any type of videos or blogs or any type of content that a fitness studio can go through to learn some really great helpful ideas or case studies or things that are more proven to work based on your research?
Yes, we do have a blog on our website that has a lot of great content. We have webinars every month. In fact, we just had a client panel webinar, a business owner panel webinar this week. And we also have a pretty big event coming up in October, the Bold Conference.
Yeah, we're going.
You are?
Uh-huh.
Very nice. And that event is growing. It's doubling in size this year from last year. Jillian Michaels is speaking. Deepak Chopra is speaking this year. So we're really excited. And we have a lot of business owners who are going to be giving some great advice at that event.
Yeah, the lineup looks really good.
Yeah.
And the focus is same thing, to help fitness studio owners with great ideas to be more successful.
Yes.
Correct? And build relationships and network and all that.
Yes, and learn from each other. So we really like to bring people together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where can people learn about that event?
At boldmindbodyconference.com.
boldmindbodyconference.com. Awesome. I just want to say thanks so much. I know you're super busy, and especially with the conference and all this, there's a ton to go do, and I'm sure you want to get around, but it means a lot that you're able to take some time and help out our audience. And any other parting words that you want to say to these fitness studios who are doing their best?
Oh gosh, just that I really admire what they're doing, and I'm very inspired by it, and that's why I'm at MindBody. I just love being a part of what you guys are doing and bringing wellness to the world and helping people live healthier, happier lives.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Same here. Thanks so much. I really
Thank you for
appreciate you being on.
having me.
Absolutely. See you in October.
I'll see you in October.
All right,
See
take
you
care.
at Bold.
Thanks so much for joining us today. If you like this episode, then subscribe to our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher, and to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode. You can get all the links by going to thegsdshow.com. Thanks, and see you next time.